You can't drink, you can't leave, and if you weigh too much, you can't even get there. Those are the rules if you want to work on an offshore oil rig, and by the end of this, you'll understand why 200 people agree to them, what their days actually look like, and why one mistake ends everyone. Picture a floating steel island the size of a football field, anchored in 3,000 to 10,000 feet of water. Gulf of Mexico, North Sea, somewhere far enough offshore that land is a theory. At any moment, between 150 and 250, workers live here, they eat here, sleep here, work 12-hour shifts here, and they do it for 2 weeks straight, sometimes 3 or 4 depending on the contract, before a helicopter takes them home for equal time off. The rig itself serves 12,000 to 15,000 meals every month. That's 500 meals a day, around the clock. The galley never closes. Money. These rigs cost $200,000 to $500,000 per day to operate, every single day. That means every hour of downtime is $8,000 to $20,000 lost. The crew is here to drill wells in deep water reserves that cannot be reached from shore, so the work never stops. 3 shifts, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, for 14 days or 28. Then you fly home and someone else takes your bunk. And if you think 2 weeks sounds manageable, wait until you hear what you are not allowed to do. No alcohol, 0. Not a beer, not a flask hidden in your cabin. The policy is universal, enforceable, and non-negotiable. It has been that way since July 6, 1988, when the Piper Alpha platform in the United Kingdom North Sea exploded and killed 167 people. Investigators found that safety lapses and a culture of shortcuts contributed to the disaster. After Piper Alpha, the industry went dry. Random drug and alcohol tests became standard. If you fail one, you're fired and blacklisted. No second chances. You also cannot leave. The only way on or off is by helicopter. Crew changes happen on a fixed schedule, weather permitting. If someone gets seriously hurt or sick, the rig calls for a medevac, a helicopter evacuation that costs $15,000 to $50,000 per flight, depending on how far offshore you are and whether the weather cooperates. And sometimes the weather does not. Storms can ground helicopters for days. You wait. And the wait thing, most operators enforce a 254-pound limit per passenger, including your survival suit and your luggage. It is a helicopter safety rule. Some employment contracts include weight management clauses. If you cannot make weight, you cannot fly. You cannot work. The North Sea and Norwegian operators are strict about this. It is not cruelty, it is physics. So you have made it past the weigh-in and the drug test. Now, you have to survive 2 weeks with 200 strangers. You get your own cabin, 80 to 120 square feet, a bed, a desk, a locker, a portal if you're lucky. This is a recent luxury. Until the early 2000s, many rigs used hot bunking. Day shift and night shift workers shared the same bunk in rotation. One person's wake-up time was another person's bedtime. Fatigue management regulations eventually killed the practice. Now everyone gets their own space. You sleep alone. You work in a crowd. The galley operates 24 hours. 4 to 6 cooks and stewards feed 3 shifts: breakfast, lunch, dinner, midnight meal. Repeat. 12,000 to 15,000 meals per month. The food is decent. It has to be. Hungry workers are dangerous workers. There's coffee. Always coffee. Laundry runs constantly. Dedicated attendants process 1,500 to 2,000 pounds of coveralls every day. You get fresh coveralls every morning. On some Gulf of Mexico rigs, there's an unwritten rule. Do not wear the same coveralls 2 days in a row, even if they are clean. Bad luck. Superstitions stick when you are this far from shore. Downtime exists, barely. There's a gym, satellite television, limited internet, often metered or restricted for cybersecurity. Personal phones might be banned in certain zones to prevent ignition sources in hazardous areas. Some rigs hold a weekly cinema night. Workers vote on a movie. On one Norwegian platform, the tradition is simple. Whoever falls asleep first during the movie has to cook breakfast for their shift the next morning. It is a joke. It is also enforcement. Stay awake. New hires get initiated fast. On some Gulf of Mexico rigs, there's an informal tally called the Greenie Board, a running count of how many newcomers vomit during their first helicopter ride to the platform. One rig recorded 11 out of 12 in a single crew change. The anxiety is real, the hazing is gentle, you laugh about it later. But downtime ends fast, because every week, everyone practices dying. Emergency drills are mandatory. Every week, an alarm sounds. You have 10 minutes to reach your assigned lifeboat station, no exceptions. Tool pusher, cook, engineer, roustabout, everyone musters. It's rehearsed until it's muscle memory. Every quarter, they take it further. The lifeboats are actually lowered into the water. Full abandonment drill. Engine start. You sit in the lifeboat, bobbing in the ocean, and you think about what happens if this isn't a drill. Then you winch back up and go back to work. The International Maritime Organization requires it. So does the United States Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement. The rig has a medical clinic, called a sick bay, staffed by a paramedic or nurse trained in remote medicine. Telemedicine links connect them to shore-based doctors. They handle injuries, infections, chest pain, panic attacks. Anything serious means a medevac. Anything that can wait, waits. Isolation forces self-sufficiency. A fire, a blowout, a structural failure. There are limited escape options. The crew knows this. They drill for it weekly. The people who make it work come from everywhere. Roustabouts, general laborers do the grunt work. Derrick hands manage the drill pipe. Drillers run the floor. Engineers monitor systems. Subsea supervisors troubleshoot underwater equipment. Medics wait. Cooks feed. Laundry attendants wash. Experienced offshore workers in the United States Gulf of Mexico earn $80,000 to $150,000 a year. Specialists, drilling engineers, and subsea supervisors can clear $200,000. The trade-off is time. Time away from family. Time in a confined space with the same faces. Time under constant low-grade threat. Shift culture matters. Tight bonds form fast. Small conflicts escalate faster. Someone leaves dishes in the sink. Someone snores. Someone takes the last coffee without brewing more. Petty annoyances become blood feuds when you can't leave. The unwritten rules, cinnamonite, laundry superstitions, greenie boards, act as social glue. Humor diffuses tension. Tradition creates continuity. And everyone knows that the person you argue with today is the person who might pull you out of a fire tomorrow. Offshore work selects for a specific personality. You have to tolerate routine, isolation, hyper-awareness of mortality, the knowledge that the ocean wants in and the pressure wants out, and your job is to keep both at bay for 12 hours, then hand it off to the next shift. Some people last decades. Some people last one hitch and never come back. 3 myths need to die. Myth 1. Offshore workers. Work non-stop for weeks. Reality, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, with a mandatory 10-hour minimum rest period between shifts, enforced by the United States Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement as of 2023. Fatigue is the enemy. Exhausted workers make mistakes. Mistakes kill. Myth 2. Rigs are lawless. Reality. They are some of the most regulated industrial environments on the planet. The United States Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement, the United Kingdom Health and Safety Executive, the International Association of Oil and Gas Producers, all publish standards, conduct inspections, require incident reports. Compliance is constant. Audits are routine. The paperwork is staggering. Myth 3. It is all men. Reality. Women make up a growing share of offshore crews, though still a minority, roughly 10 to 15% in some regions as of 2024. Women are changing the workforce. Accommodations are adapting. Culture is slower to change, but the shift is real. Now back to the money. $200,000 to $500,000 per day. Money matters. The rig must produce. Downtime cascades. Delayed well completion. Contract penalties. Lost production. Revenue. The entire operation is designed to prevent stoppage. Prevent stoppage. One comparison. A single day's operating cost on a deepwater drill ship equals the annual budget of a small town's public works department, roughly $400,000 in many United States municipalities, every day. The crew exists to keep the machine running. But here's the paradox. The crew is both essential and expendable. The rig keeps running, personnel rotate. Every 2 weeks, a helicopter lands. Fresh workers step off, tired workers step on. The platform stays, the work continues. And somewhere, right now, 200 people are sitting down to meal number 437 of the month. They know the rules, no drinking, no leaving. Weight limit enforced, they agreed to it. They're still here. Tomorrow they will wake up in their 80 square foot cabin, pull on fresh coveralls, and do it all again. Because the system is designed to keep 200 people alive and productive in a place that wants to kill them. And so far, it is working.